Sure.
Yes.
The British Invasion of 1962 to 1970 by Margaret Cross,
Avery Gallagher,
And Ashley Slosher.
Attention!
Sir, yes, sir!
We are the Beatles Task Force. Our job is to remain the leaders of the British invasion.
Sir, yes, sir!
At ease, it's time to continue the plan. The Beatles Task Force has become the leaders of the British invasion.
Not only do we have the newest advancements through sound, the first of their type, I should mention, but we also have influenced others to join the mission, and the public encounter has been nothing but positive.
Exactly. Our first attack was to make advancements in music beyond the times.
Right, the Beatles explored so many techniques and sounds in their music.
For example, I remember overseeing an operation, I believe it was called I Feel Fine, where Agent Lennon came up with adding feedback into a song, and soon many other bands were following suit.
Right, during training, Agent Lennon placed his guitar against an amplifier, creating a sound that the band liked. Eventually, it evolved into Agent Lennon playing an A and letting it dissolve.
Sir, would you like me to prepare one of our sample weapons?
Yes, please. And before our force came into place, all music was very clean-cut. Often the singers were just a pretty face, and music was being written behind enemy lines.
Luckily, we had Brian Epstein on our side. As the Beatles' official manager, he helped to clean up the boys' attitude and made them appear more cordial to the public.
Epstein was a great leader, even if not overly experienced. He heard about one of our shows while working at his parents' department store, and later got our crew signed onto a record label.
Many singers before this time ended up retiring long before the Beatles. Elvis joined the army, while one of our force's first influences, Chuck Berry, ended up in prison. This led to a very dry music variety, and the Beatles came along to alter that.
It was revolutionary for the music industry. You know, a long time ago, generals had always written the music, but our boys have learned to write their own.
How'd the latest music video mission go, agents?
Yes, sir. The others haven't taken our approach. Operation Strawberry Fields Forever, Rain, and Paperback Writer were all music videos that were adored by the public. It's a novel idea. Hopefully our allies will soon follow. Operation Beatles Cartoon has released our propaganda to the public. This has only helped us gain popularity since a TV show for a band has never been done before.
Operation Beatles Cartoon ran from 1961 to 1965. The show was a hit, although our men didn't have too much to do with it.
Operation Hello Goodbye is just another example of many depicting a show in their music video.
And Operation Eleanor Rigby was one of our most surprising operations. You see, our music had more of a sad tone for the ending instead of a happy tone, which really shocked the public.
None of our men actually played the music for this mission either. An 8-piece string group played the music and effectively gave it a new sound.
Our task force birthed yet another completely new technique in their music.
And not to mention, all of the album's messages were just as prominent. No song was ignored or disliked, and this was a new encounter for the public.
Don't forget that our task force wouldn't be where we are today without our own influence, Chuck Berry. He had one of the biggest impacts on our band.
One of our first missions was to emulate some of Berry's songs. Our covers were a hit when we were starting off, and we are continuing to use these tactics even in current operations like Come Together.
Exactly. And
I wonder, oh, remember, how is our mission going?
Oh, yes. It's going well. I will be behind the scenes, and Agent Harrison will be going undercover and planted in each venue. We will be hitting New York, Washington, D.C., Miami, and even going as far as Seattle in the West.
we'll be hitting any other venues in the U.S.
Yes, we have many more venues planned.
Okay. And how are men be traveling?
We're going to be flying over and arriving at JFK Airport. The public is expected to be rowdy, with thousands of fans surrounding the runway.
I see. How do we expect the transition to go?
Well, we are nervous that some of our allies may not be capable of making the switch. Many artists, while attempting to transition to America, fall apart and are lost. We are confident, however, that our popularity in our home country, specifically in our headquarters, Liverpool, is still booming. Recently, the U.S. Labor Department proclaimed new rules for foreign entertainers. Many news reports quickly spread rumors that the Beatles would not be allowed back in the U.S. As a result, many teenagers reacted in indignation, writing letters to President Lyndon Johnson, Labor Secretary W. Willard Wirtz, and members of the Congress.
And how has the U.S. reacted to this backlash?
The claims were revealed as false impressions, as to not alarm the public further.
Okay, I see. And what will our Agent Harrison be disguised as? Maybe an officer or public law enforcement of some sort?
Well, actually, sir, I was kind of...
I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold.
Agent Harrison, how would just like a teenager help the operation?
Actually, sir, our leadership from our force has inspired a completely new fashion culture. Operation Walrus was a big part of the psychedelic movement.
Operation Tomorrow Never Knows, written by Agent Lennon, who sadly passed, cuckoo, was also another radical release to the public. It was unheard of and obviously a big impact on culture.
Our producer and leader used old equipment to create a new sound. Many of the tracks were layered and played in reverse to acquire the desired sound.
I see. And staff report on our fashion operation?
We have concert, a complete turnaround in style. Our unique uniform of tight, colorful suits and Beatle boots has inspired the public.
I have noticed that our men have long, messy hair, almost like mops.
Yes, affectionately called the mop top. However, before, long hair was unacceptable, or even considered dirty, and the term was applied to a very small group of disliked artists.
Is this similar to the irreverence movement?
Yes, sir. Although rock has become more acceptable, many teenagers have begun to rebel.
What? You didn't tell me this.
Sir, permission to interject?
Granted.
Life is very short, and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. You know, the 60s have been a time for defining culture. We've inspired young people to embrace their own ideas.
Society as a whole has been reshaped with new ideas.
And you're sure this is all the Beatles task force is doing?
Sir, yes, sir!
I
This has shaken society, with standard views being erased.
have to commend you, men. Our work has paid off. We've really reached the climax of impact.
Our new music techniques, influences on others, and style revolution have changed the world of music forever. It's been a hard day's night and we've been working like dogs.
There's nothing you can do that can't be done. There's nothing you can sing that can't be sung. There's nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. All you need is love.
And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make.
Sir, yes, sir!